All right. Welcome, everybody. I have no doubt that some of you may have some challenges on using the new platform, but like everything, there can be challenges. At my table, we had one person had some sound issues on their computer. And one thing that if you're in that same situation, what you can do is just ask everybody to mute themselves and then just go one at a time and introduce yourselves. You can identify the person or persons that may have sound issues, and we couldn't diagnose the problem quickly enough before I jumped off. But one thing that I will tell you is at the bottom of your screen, there's a need help button. You can click on that, and it's they have live help at Remo, and they can maybe try to help diagnose the issue that you may be having. But anyways, thanks for everybody being here. I would like to, I'm going to do my best here to bring on the president of Grows, Robin Hennock of ABC, Always Best Care. And just bear with me here because I've got to find Robin on the list in advance. Here, I'm just going to type it in. So while I'm doing this, one cool thing about this platform that's different than Grows that's different than Zoom is that you can, so I'm asking Robin to come on now. To come to the stage. Okay, now here, I'm going to mute you. Robin has some sound issues, so we're going to make sure that when she talks, you're going to hear a little bit of feedback, but she'll be brief, and I'll try to fill in any of the other great details. So Robin, hold tight. I'll unmute you when we're ready. I'm just going to give an introduction to this event. Number one, if you're not familiar with Grows, we're glad that you're now familiar with Grows. If you're not familiar with Sourcebook, we're glad that you're now familiar with Sourcebook, and we're real excited to partner on this event that hopefully, minus sound and technical issues, will give you sort of the feeling. I feel like this platform kind of reminds me what it's like to go to the Grows Networking Extravaganza, to sit there and chat with people at your table, to dance around the room and click on other tables. And so hopefully you can experience some of that today with us here on this platform. Let me kind of walk you through what I think the agenda will be today, but it's going to be flexible. Okay, so first, you guys just had your opening round. Hopefully you introduced yourself to each other at the tables that you jumped in on. Now, what we're going to do is just give you a brief introduction to Grows and Positive Aging Sourcebook. I'm going to go first, and then Robin, be ready because I'll unmute you, and then you can talk about Grows. But Positive Aging Sourcebook, if you're not familiar with it, we've been around for 30 years. I started the publication because my grandfather was in a nursing home, and there was no resource for my family. Over the 30 years, we've pivoted, migrated, reinvented ourselves, and with COVID-19, we are continuing to do that. And I'm really excited. Today, we'll be sharing with you a new partnership with Grows that will once again sort of reinvent what we're doing with Positive Aging Sourcebook. So with that, let me unmute Robin. And again, she's got a little bit of feedback, but she's going to be brief, and she's going to tell you a little bit about Grows. Whoops. Unmute. You got to press the unmute button. There.
All this technology. Is this any better? I turned myself down.
A little bit.
Okay. So I wanted to welcome everybody. We are really excited about this partnership with Source. Really add value to membership. If you're not familiar with Grows, we are the largest senior serving networking group In Montgomery County, we have networking, education, and advocacy for senior serving professionals. This partnership with Sourcebook is really going to add another dimension to membership. So we look forward to meeting you, seeing you. If you're not a member, please join.
Hey, Robin, before you go off back to mute, your sound's getting better. But how many years has Grows been around?
30 years? Do you know?
Yeah. No, it really is the first sort of networking organization for older adults. And so we take a lot of these networking groups for granted because there's so many now. But back before Grows was around, here, I'm going to mute you. Back before Grows was around, it was called the Provider Council. And it was a group of social workers that worked with seniors, and they would get together. And networking groups in the field of aging are so important. And we're so grateful for the inspiration that the Provider Council, which later changed into Grows, provided the community and was the catalyst for many other regional groups forming. So let me just really quickly give you a brief overview of what we're doing with Grows. So in the next DC, Maryland, Virginia edition of Sourcebook that'll come out in October, there will be a complete listing of all the Grows members. On the screen, you can sort of see a sample of what that might look like. So it'll be within there. So if you're an up-to-date Grows member, and you can join by going to growsmc.org or just type in Grows Montgomery County, you'll be included in those listings. Okay. So now one of the things that you might want to do is you might want to enhance that listing with advertising in Sourcebook. And we've created a brand new section of Sourcebook because we know everybody's budgets are tight on everybody, but we've created a really cool thing. I call it the Senior Living Yearbook. Okay. And on the screen, you can sort of see an example of that. COVID-19 and all these Zoom meetings made me realize that how, even though we are promoting our brands and our buildings and our companies, it's really the people that are the face of those organizations that we remember and we refer to. And so in the next issue of Sourcebook, we're going to have this cool, directory that almost looks like a high school yearbook of senior serving providers. And in addition, it's online. So the good news is, if you're already an advertiser in Sourcebook, and if you're already booked for the next issue, this is free. The other good news is that if you're tight on your budget and paying for advertising and marketing is difficult, it only costs $175 for a 6-month cycle in print and online to be a part of this senior yearbook in print and online. So Senior Living Provider Yearbook in print and online. So that's kind of the dog and pony show. I'm really excited about this partnership with Grows, and I'm really psyched for. Let me get back to my slide there real quick, because I want to go over what we're going to do for the rest of our time here today. Okay, so here's the thing. What I thought we would do is let's do networking rounds. That's sort of what we always do at the Grows Networking Extravaganza. And what I'm thinking is we'll do like 15-minute rounds. So when you go back to the tables, when I get off the screen and you go back to your table, first off, make sure that you've introduced yourself to everybody at the table. If you've done that, let's make round one. What are the biggest challenges that you've had dealing with COVID? Like, make that the discussion topic at your table, okay? And then we'll take a little break, and maybe some of you can raise your hand and share the discussion that happened at your table. And then we'll do round two, which is what's the best opportunity that's popped up in COVID-19? And use that as a discussion topic, okay? And then we'll take another little break. And then at the last, we're just going to kind of close out the event, and then it's just full on open networking. You can jump from table to table. You can chat with people. Make sure that you look at the participant list. If there's somebody here that you want to talk to them. Okay. Hopefully that sounds good, guys. Let's see. I'm going over to chat and participants. Okay. So with that, I'm going to jump off the stage. Thank you, Robin. I'm sorry we had the technical difficulty with your audio, but you did awesome. And I'm going to stop presenting. We'll be back in 15 minutes. So round one is the biggest COVID-19 challenge. The other thing that I will tell you, you can jump to another table. Not that you don't like the people at your table, but if you want to see who's at some other table, all you got to do is double click on another table. Okay. See you in 15 minutes.